Hello Capsuleer, my name is Gildy and welcome to EVE Online. So, you run around exploring, you're probably not a newbie anymore, and you start thinking that the whole scanning thing takes too long before you can get to the ISK making. Or you have an old scanning while you want to go hunting for some combat sites on your main and want to be able to cover whole areas with probes fast so you can get to what makes you your ISK with as little downtime as possible. Question is there a way to do it better and faster? Yes, actually. Would you like to know more? Unless you already fly a fully maxed scanning fit, there is probably something that could be added to make your scanning faster than it is currently. In this video, I will explore the possibilities and check if there is one meta I am able to find, or if there is some flexibility in what you can choose to get similar or identical results. First of all, what you can do skill-wise to maximize your chance at grabbing sites fast. For that, you need to visit the scanning category of skills and make sure to train the following. Astrometric range finding, which gives you 5% of scan probe strength per skill level. This one statistic is the make or break of scanning, because for some higher level sites, you just have to have enough scan strength to get it, no matter what tricks you pull off. Astrometric acquisition, each level gives you 5% scanning time reduction, which is quite nice to have because, of course, the quicker your scans, the quicker you can get through the systems. Astrometric pinpointing, which reduces scan deviation by 5% per skill level, making the signature run around less, making you do smaller moves to keep on scanning. As much as it sounds like a waste for training time for some, if you go to scan 100 signatures in a row, every advantage counts. Lastly, Astrometrics gives you 5% bonus to each of the above, being a nice boost to put in between the other skills while you're setting up your skill queue. If you want to focus on scanning, those are the 4 main skills to consider. Then there is Covert Ops skill, which will be crucial to max out for the ships we will be considering for the max scanning role. Of course, if you want to really pay attention to how fast you clear systems, evasive maneuvering will also be of great help, as the faster your align and warp, the better for you when moving from system to system. It also goes without saying that cloaking for some rather dangerous places of New Eden is also a great investment. After you max out your skills, why not use that head of yours for something? For around 600 million ISK, you can add 2 levels of any astrometric skill with 3 simple implants. Each of them give you 10% bonus to the skill they relate to. It might not seem like much, but you're here for the maximum effect, right? Those are what I would call an entry-level implanting for someone that really wants to push the boundaries. If you want to go even further beyond, you can invest in a virtual implant set, though it is quite pricey. A mid-grade alpha through gamma set will cost you around 950 million ISK and give you 15% boost to your scanning strength, with the omega implant by itself going for around 840 million at the time of this video being recorded. It does boost you quite a bit to overall 33.83% scan strength total from the whole mid-grade virtue set. The only issue here is, if you want it all, then you will need to make the decision of either going with the pinpointing implant for slot 6 or with the Virtue Omega one. And lastly, the most important point of them all, the gear. The equipment I will be testing out here on different kinds of ships is going to be usually Sister's Core Probe Launcher, as it has the highest bonus to scanning strength, Scan Rangefinding Array 2s, usually 3 of those, as above that, the diminished returns do end up making them useless. If there will be any mid-slots left, Scan Pinpointing Array and Scan Acquisition Array 2s will be put in there to lower scanning time and deviation as a nice quality of life bonus. Gravity Capacitor Upgrade 2 rig, usually 1, as it does eat a lot of rigging power for the probe strength it gives. Rest of the fit usually will revolve around lowering the align time and pushing warp speed up, as I am assuming that this is for a ship that will be taken for some nice lengthy trips. Now, let's go over some of the ships that you might want to consider for your scanning, going from the simplest ones and then slowly climbing the ladder of effectiveness and cost. First up, there will be some that are good starters, but their shortcomings get them out of the race for the highest scan strength, or are just a good choice for newer players that don't have a massive wallet to throw at this. To determine a good ship for scanning, we need to look at the skill or roll bonus that comes from the ship itself to boost the initial scan strength, and then of course the number of mid-slots that are available to push the scanning to be as easy as possible. The results I will be presenting will be all without any implants, so you can see what you can expect even if you go the cheap route and not use any implant sets. At the end, I will build and take the ship with the best result for a spin with a full Virtue plus Prospector implant sets to see how much of a difference it makes. And I will be using sister core probes. There is no way in hell I am paying over 200 million ISK for just a point or two better results in scanning, when there is other things that are going to be adding way more. Okay, maybe for the last ship I can buy some expensive probes, but all the results are with sister probes, as I do want to make this also somewhat affordable if you don't go the implanting route. Tech 1 exploration frigates get up to 37.5% scan strength bonus, however they cannot fit Covert Ops Cloak, which can make scanning in certain areas a little hectic, especially if locals find you and try hunting you down. The Navy versions of those do have 99% reduction in probe launcher CPU requirements, which might come in handy for those tighter of fits. Best result I got was with a Heron, 130 strength, with some warp speed and scanning speed and deviation lowering as well. Newest addition to the game, the Metamorphosis, is subject to similar limitations, having only 3 mid-slots. However, it is worth noting that it has not only 37.5% scan strength bonus, but also scan deviation reduction of the same level, so it's better than having a Tech 2 scan pinpointing array too. It also has the ability to use Covert Ops cloaking devices, meaning it is a bridge between Tech 1 frigates and the other ones that I will be discussing in a moment. I managed to get a fit with 130 strength, but it does lack mid-slots to add any reduction in scan time. It can, however, align in 2 seconds compared to Heron's 3 and warps a little faster. Astro and Stratios. Those, even though they are good exploration ships, have only a roll bonus of 37.5% of scan strength, meaning that if you are looking for scanning in high-sec, you might as well go with Tech 1 frigates, as they have the same scan bonus when the frigate skill is maxed. Moreover, the Astro only has 4 mid-slots. Stratios does look better with 5 of them for adding the other arrays. Their advantage is the ability to Covert Ops Cloak, making them nice choices for low-sec or null-sec space. Best result I got was 130 strength from Astro, being the fastest aligning and warping from Sisters of Eve line of ships, and it does have one more extra array to lower the scan speed, but it then warps slower than a Metamorphosis. It still is one of the most popular exploration ships out there. An honorable mention here is the massive ship that everyone basically just uses as the only battleship dedicated logistics, Nestor. It does have 50% scan strength bonus, giving it 142 scan strength, but lacks the CovOps and, well, being a battleship makes it not really suitable for the role. Not to mention the price tag for the hull itself being nearly 1.1 billion at this moment. Next, we have Covert Ops ships. Those all get the same exact bonuses to scanning, so 10% per Covert Ops skill point. If you want to prioritize fast travel, Pacifier might be a ship for you. It not only gets the scanning bonus, but 10% to warp speed and acceleration as well. Same as Nesta, it reaches 142 scan strength, which is a maximum for all the scanning ships due to how stacking penalties of modules work. Next, if you prefer to throw more skills than ISK in the mix, you can get any of the Empire Covert Ops frigates. I am presenting a Helios on the screen because I am of course biased, being Galenta myself. Once more, it reaches 142 scan strength and then even has 2 spare mid slots to get scan time down. It warps 5 AU per second slower than the Pacifier, but it costs less than a fourth of a Pacifier as well, and if there is one thing I like, it's flying cheap. Lastly, if for any reason you need a beefy ship or want to have a quick refit into hacking or running combat sites, you can also get the same result out of a tech-free cruiser. Those versatile platforms can be equipped for covert ops cloaking and given the chance to scan things down with 142 scan strength. As promised, in the end I have made myself the Helios I presented with a slight change. Into the Sisters Corp probe launcher I am packing RSS probes, and as you can see here, I bought a full clone to go with it. The scan results compared to a regular scanning ship are quite interesting. My regular Helios runs with 133 scan strength, and with this setup it pushed it to a whopping 213 points. I will try to show a side-by-side of me scanning the same exact signature on the screen now, after scanning it with no implants and a regular fit once, and then loading the maxed Helios after relogging to make sure that the signature resets. Pinpoint formation scanning might not give you much difference, as you can see with lower level signatures such as wormholes, as it seems that you basically just need a high enough probe strength to make sure you can scan a thing. But where the probe strength seems to shine is mass scanning a system. You can put up a spread formation and pretty quickly get an estimation of all signatures in a system with a wide net cast out, which should in theory speed up your scanning if you are just looking for one specific site type. You can draw your own conclusions and think of the approach where this might be useful for you beyond the ones I mentioned at the start of the video. You might even decide that this is useless for you and there is no way you're gonna be using it, and in such scenario I'm glad I did it so you don't have to. This was, first and foremost, a really fun thought experiment, similarly to the mining progression I released not so long ago. If you have any other ideas, what other concept could be undertaken in such a way to see profitability or min-maxing opportunities, drop them in the comment section of this video. I promise to read all of them and consider at least the ones I can check out in HiSec and ones that won't break my wallet. If you enjoyed this video, share it with a corp mate that might need it, leave a like and subscribe to see my future uploads. If you are interested in what I will talk about next, my videos go up every Sunday. And if we never see each other in space again, Capsulia, fly safe!